Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Troy Allen Goliath. Welcome to Trigger Time TV.
I want you to do me a favor. I want you to stand up and I want you to put your support hand in front of you like this. Then I want you to take your strong hand and I want you to drive that left hand back. As you do that, notice how easy it is to move your support hand, right? Now I want you to take that support hand and I want you to put a little bit of a cant down with your fist pointed forward. It may feel a little awkward or uncomfortable, but then I want you to take that support hand and I want you to try to drive that wrist up. Aha! You can't move it as much, can you? No, that's because this forward pressure on your wrist is giving you a little bit more control to control the gun. So when we're gripping the gun and we have our strong hand up as high as we can on the back strap of the gun, and we're gonna take our support hand and we're gonna angle it down to get a good grip on the gun and cover as much contact surface area on this side of the grip as we can. Doing so is going to allow us to really cover our grip and lay our thumb straight so that that gun can operate as it's intended, which we call recoil, once the gun fires and goes bang and then the gun moves up and down. So one of the things that I have said to myself and that I have found is a good reminder is to take these three fingers and drive them into the gun. When I'm using my support hand to drive my fingers back into the gun, it also subconsciously forces me to keep a little bit of a bend in my elbows. A little bit of my bend in my elbows is gonna allow me to maintain a good, strong grip on the gun and let the gun do what the gun needs to do when I pull the trigger. When I was competing and I was nervous and adrenaline was up, which let's be honest, if you're ever in a situation where you may need to defend yourself, your adrenaline is going to be spiked. One of the biggest reminders that I have to give myself is fingers, fingers, fingers. And why I think that works for me is because our hands operate together. So when I'm pulling back on my fingers and I'm driving my fingers together, it's closing in on that grip and it's forcing the palms of my hand into the grip of the gun. One of the things I mentioned earlier was getting as much palm as possible on the contact area of the gun. This is especially important because when you are gripping the gun, you want to close out as much of the gap as possible back here. Our hands like to work together. They like to operate together and our brain tells them to work together. So when we have them pushed together and we've angled our wrist and we've got all this control, if I don't have a gap back here at the back of my hand, my gun is going to drop out of recoil faster because I have the best, most confident grip on the gun. If you're looking to test out new grip tips, or you also find that after that second, third, or fourth shot, your hands kind of start to come apart and your shots change from where you're trying to aim them on the target, cognitively think about your grip. What are your fingers doing? Where are your palms lined up on that gun? And take that support hand, make sure that that back strap is high into the web of your hand. Think about those three fingers pulling into the gun and take note of your palms. Are your palms pressing together? Focusing on those three things are gonna definitely improve your grip and likely help you stay more consistent from your third, fourth, fifth shot.
Trigger Time TV is brought to you by Bravo Company Manufacturing, Bravo Company USA, Beretta, Skinner Sights, Langdon Tactical, Hornady, Car Arms, G-Force Arms, Sacco, Tikka, Hollow Sun, Magnum Research, Thompson Auto Ordnance, Biggest Finest Revolver, and Yankee Hill.